Now to issues in the polity. From Edo State is a report that INEC declared an incomplete result in April 15 supplementary election for Umode Orion Federal Constituency election. And we have the spokesperson for the Labour Party candidate in the studio with us, who is ready to tell us what happened and how the result became incomplete. So let's, at this moment, let's quickly welcome Blessing Ahu, the spokesperson, Murphy Imaswen Campaign Organization. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Yes, we appreciate. Yes, I have seen some of the results that your candidate forwarded to me, the result gotten from the IREF, according to you. But can you tell us, how can INEC announce an incomplete result and then they return a winner? How can that, is that possible?
Thank you, Joma. So I'm going to give a brief history of how it happened. On the 25th day of February, during the presidential national election, so at the collation center, we have two local government in the federal constituency, which is the Wonde local government and the Orion local government. These two local governments made up the constituency. Now, in the Wonde local government, we have a particular ward, Ward 6, which is Umagbai South. So we had a lot of polling units from that ward. So when they were collating the results from the ward, so they had to use two sheets, the first sheet and the continuation result sheet. So while they were collating the results, as you can see from the documents that I presented to you, the first page or the first result sheet, Labour Party had 2,414 votes. And then in the next sheet, we had 787 votes. So when you sum the two results together, we had 3,201 votes from that ward, Ward 6, Umagbai South. Now, here is what the collating officer did. He took the 787 votes and recorded it for Labour Party as the total votes from that Ward 6. Whereas the total votes we had was 3,201.
Okay, the 787 votes, yes, for the supplementary election.
Not supplementary.
Oh, for the extended. So election. How can they have two results?
No, because of the result sheets, Ijoma. This, yes, first page got filled up. This is the result sheet.
And this for after filling this first page.
Yes.
They summed it up.
They summed it, and we had 2,000.
I can see signature of.
Labour Party, APC,
and
PDP,
all of them signed
INEC.
Two different result sheets.
Yes.
Oh.
It's a continuation. This one is a continuation of this. We had about we had a lot of polling units from that ward. So now this sheet could not contain all the polling units. So when they were done with this sheet, they extended the results to this sheet. If you take a look at it, you will see they wrote continuation, okay, on top of it. So now on this sheet, they did a sum total of 2,414 votes on this sheet for Labour Party, while on this sheet we had 787 votes, and on the same sheet they totaled the total results, the 787 votes with 2,414 votes, and it gave Labour Party 3,201 votes from that particular ward.
But there was a supplementary election.
Before the supplementary, I'm coming to that, okay. Ijoma. So while they were collating, they used just the 787 votes
for Labour
Party as our total vote. So we noticed it immediately, like the next day, February 26th, because they started collation in the 9th. You know, some of the wards did not round up on time. Okay. So they collated the result all through the night till 26th.
So what did you do after that?
When we noticed, we drew the attention of the collation officer to it, and the INEC EO to that local government. So I think Mrs. Blessing Suleiman. So they went through and they discovered that they actually made an omission.
Was it on the day of collation that they went through this?
On the 26th, which was the next day.
The next day, after collation.
They were still doing collation. Now, let me break it down.
No, go ahead.
Earlier, I just want we have 2 local governments that made the constituency.
Yes, they were still doing collation when they noticed this error.
They were done with collating the results for the one there. So they took it to the next local government, which is Oriomo, to add the Oriomo result to that of one there. So when we drew their attention to it, you know, and they admitted that they made that mistake, but they were done collating the one their result. And because we have a supplementary election in 2 more wards in the other local government, which is Oriomo, they assured us that before they start collating the result for the supplementary election, they will first of all impute the 2,414 votes to our results before the supplementary election results. That was what the EO told us, and that was what the REC, the Edo REC, directed the EO, the returning officer, and the collating officer to do.
So what happened after the supplementary election?
On the supplementary election day, we told them, we drew their attention to it, that they should add the result. And they told us that the other political parties, the APC and the PDP, they said no, that they will not accept it. And we're like, do they have a say in it? Because this is a result that was
They do have a say. Because,
mistake.
yes, they are in the election.
Yes,
the other parties
they also have votes too.
They
also have votes from this omitted result. The only difference is that we have the highest number of votes. Because unlike the PDP, I think they had about 700 and something votes from it, and while the APC had about 400 and something votes from this result. So moving forward, after the supplementary election, so I didn't mention earlier that February 27th, which was on a Monday, our state party chairman, the Labour Party chairman, wrote a letter to the REC, the Edo REC, demanding that our results be collated, and the REC assured that it will be collated. So after the supplementary election, when it wasn't collated,
they announced another candidate.
But
let me ask you this. In this result sheet, since you said it's a continuation, other political parties' figure, did they continue it?
They didn't continue it because they really do not care about it, because they hold
on, let's understand. So that means that first sheet, they abandoned it totally. Is that what you said?
It was not the first sheet they abandoned.
Which one did they abandon?
Good.
The last one?
Now, for you to know that, I don't know what kind of omission this is. If the camera can look at the document.
Don't worry, go ahead. Just make your explanation.
Underneath this document, this result sheet, we have what is the subtotal.
Yes.
And immediately after the subtotal, we have the grand total.
Okay.
The subtotal is the total of the votes on this sheet, while this grand total is the total number of votes on this sheet and on this sheet.
On the first sheet.
On the first sheet.
Yes.
Now they took the subtotal of this sheet. If they are taking the total of this one, which is 2,440, I would have believed them that it was a mistake. They did not see this sheet.
Okay, but that's what I'm asking. Because if you take a look at the entire sheets, the two, you will see that there are tables for other political parties.
Yes.
So in this grand total, which is coming from the first sheet.
The second sheet.
The second sheet, that's the grand total. So the first sheet is the subtotal.
Okay.
No, hold on. I understand what you're saying.
Okay.
Because that first sheet you are talking about now is that the total number of votes scored by Labour Party was omitted.
Yes.
So I'm asking, is it just Labour Party that was affected?
It was not just Labour Party, but please let me clarify that vote.
Okay.
They brought forward the number of these votes on this sheet to this sheet.
Okay.
So this vote here is also here.
Okay.
They added it up to the number of votes on this sheet. Now, I said earlier that the PDP, the APC, and other political parties, their votes too were not included.
Okay.
But they scored very, very low. Labour, in fact, it was from this ward we had the highest number of votes.
Okay, now we understand.
Yes.
Now, then after that, the returning officer, what did he now do?
Exactly. So we protested. We wrote another letter on Monday, so demanding that they should collate that particular vote. And on Tuesday, we had a protest. We went to the Edo INEC office, and their spokesperson addressed us, the head of public education, voters education. He addressed us and admitted that the commission is fully aware
of the
error, and that they intended to include it, but the other political parties, they were threatening the officer. That was the reason the officer could not have the result. And to that effect, the letter I gave to you, Ijoma,
it's coming from the
returning officer
in that local government,
explaining what transpired, why he could not collate the result. Now the question is this: INEC, knowing that the result was not properly collated, why did they go ahead to declare a winner and also issued a certificate of return to the APC?
Okay, see, let's go to the Electoral Act.
Yes.
65 of the Electoral Act, I think, covers this same challenge.
Okay.
It says the decision of the returning officer shall be final on any question arising or relating to unmarked ballot papers, rejected ballot papers, declaration of scores of candidate and the return of a candidate. And provided that the commission will have 7 days, within 7 days, to review the declaration. And still in the Electoral Act, there's a place where they say if there's an error in the computation of the result, and that error is coming from the INEC officials, that the INEC will take INEC for review for 7 days.
Exactly.
Other than that, you can go to court.
Yes.
So have you written to INEC for review?
Ijoma, in fact, that is why we are here in Abuja. On Monday, we wrote a letter to the national chairman.
The chairman of INEC?
Okay. Of INEC. You know, to express our concerns. And on Wednesday, we went back there to follow up with our letter to know what has been going on, what they've done about it. And apparently yesterday we spent the whole day there. They said today they have Salah. You know, they actually reviewed it. They reviewed it, they reached out to the REC in Edo, and the REC in Edo reconfirmed what we are, our claims that yes, the 2,414 vote was omitted.
Okay, so if they reviewed, when did they do the review?
I think that was yesterday.
They reviewed it yesterday.
We were not part of it though, but this was the report
you got.
Yes.
And if they reviewed it, INEC should have at least either called for collation, fresh collation of the entire result,
exactly,
and then a fresh result will be announced.
Exactly. As I'm seated here, we still have a 24 hours out of that window, that 7 days window,
for them to do whatever they want to do.
Exactly.
It's a public holiday.
And so if it's a public holiday, it is not our fault. It is also not the INEC fault. I think that they should give us 1 day grace period and extend this holiday.
It's a constitutional matter.
Okay.
It's a legal matter. They gave the Electoral Act says 7 days.
Yes.
And if that cannot be done within 7 days, you go to the tribunal.
Yes.
So what is your party thinking?
Yes, we are going to tribunal.
Okay, you are taking the matter to tribunal.
Yes, we will, because INEC is not denying the fact that they omitted our vote. So it's a simple matter. Include our vote and declare the Labour Party candidate the winner of the election. See, Ijoma, you won't believe that the APC candidate won the Labour Party candidate with less than 1,000 votes. And if you include our results, if you include the 2,414 result to our total number, we will win the APC candidate with almost 2,000 votes.
Okay, but are you aware that they are what they call technicality in law?
Yes.
And that technicality, you know of that.
Yes.
And they can just come and they tell you that the returning officer did not say on the day of collation that he didn't tell the other parties that there was an error. You're aware of that? It's possible.
Okay, as we have video evidences of all the things that happened at the collation center.
Probably you just wait for the tribunal if INEC is not answering
responding,
because the Electoral Act says after 7 days,
yes,
then you seek redress in court.
Yes.
So Ago, we are hoping that your matter will be a lesson to a lot of politicians. Yes. And this INEC returning officer that says he was afraid.
Yes.
Did they put gun in his head?
No, nothing like that happened.
Where is the fear coming from?
Exactly.
For you to declare result and you omitted over how many thousand votes?
2,414 votes.
Wow, that is a terrible error.
Exactly. Let's even start from the omission of the result.
Okay.
You know, how can you clearly say that you did not see the grand total? Why the grand total was just the next line?
Maybe he was afraid. He was actually fidgeting. He was afraid.
Okay, then he should have complained. But nobody was killing anybody. They were, in fact, nothing happened.
No, I think. You see why this Electoral Act is so good.
Yes.
They envisage such things.
Honestly.
They know that at times under duress, you
Yes.
make somebody declare a result.
Yes.
So because that result was declared under duress,
Yes.
you have the window of either review from INEC
Or you go
go
to
to tribunal.
Ijoma, and you also know that there is this slogan that is all over the place now. Go to court. Everybody say go to court.
But it's not their fault because we have an electoral act that has said go to court.
Yes.
Okay.
But
All
it's
right.
fine, and I'm very certain that this is a clear case because INEC is not denying the fact that our vote was omitted.
Blessing,
we want to get justice in the courts.
All right. Blessing, I want to say thank you so much.
Thank you, Joma.
Blessing Ago is the spokesperson to the Labour Party candidate for Wode Federal Constituency in Edo State, Murphy Maswe. Thank you so much. We'll be looking at waiting to see development from this your complaint. Thank you. Well, let's quickly go for a short break, and when we return, we'll go straight to issues in Enugu State. Stay with us.
Here is a new and refreshing offer for our esteemed audience across the globe. The new AIT Cloud TV is an online streaming service that offers you attractive opportunities to view our rich, exciting, and entertaining programs anytime, anywhere. AIT Cloud TV is available on the web on www.ait.app, Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, Roku, and Android TV. You can also download the mobile app from the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store. Simply connect to the internet, download the app, register, and watch live or catch up on unlimited hours of exciting shows. AIT Cloud TV. TV on the go. Here is a new and refreshing offer for our esteemed audience across the globe. The new AIT Cloud TV is an online streaming service that offers you attractive opportunities to view our rich, exciting, and entertaining programs anytime.
Thank you so much for remaining with us. You see, these past elections, as if the framers of the Electoral Act 2022 knew that things like this will happen. So there is always a solution in this book. And what happened in Edo State is not strange. The only thing they can do now is INEC given the 7-day window to review that result, or they go to tribunal if they know they have evidence. Well, let's go to Enugu State. You see, the issue of Enugu has been to and fro. Before INEC reviewed the election result of Enugu, we were in this studio. We talked about the local government that they are contesting for, and INEC reviewed it, and the PDP candidate won. But the Labour Party is insisting that the PDP candidate did not win that election, and what happened in Enugu is just like what happened in Adamawa State. So let's see the comparison between Enugu and Adamawa. So I have joining me in the studio here, Uche.
Ken.
Ken. Oh, Ken Eluma. Thank you so much for coming. I thought. Thank you so much and welcome to the program.
Thank you, Joma.
Yes. We had you before INEC reviewed the whole thing. So what's the problem with Enugu now?
Yeah, it is the same thing. You know, like I have always said, what happened in Enugu is almost materially the same thing with what happened in Adamawa State.
So somebody who does not have the powers to declare result declared the result of Enugu?
Yes, not through declaration, but somebody who did not have the powers to take a decision in Enugu took a decision, and that person was the chairman of INEC.
How?
INEC chairman constituted a committee to review Enugu, there was collation. They had they finished the election.
Yes.
They collected 16 local governments out of 17. We have 17 local governments in Enugu. So when they collected 16 local governments, the Labour Party was leading by more than 11,000 votes, remaining only one local government. So the PDP went to Nkanu East local government, where that is the local government of the candidate of the PDP, and wrote 30,000 votes and brought out 30,000 votes in a place where they had according to the Beavers captured 15,000 persons as accredited in that local government. Now, when we protested at the State Collation Center, the Labour Party agents protested, they suspended the collation. Now, what the law says in section 51 subsection 2 of the Electoral Act is that when there is manifest of a voting, and it is detected, what you're supposed to do